One of the biggest trading lessons I ever learned, if not the biggest trading lesson I ever had, was to understand that my individual stock trades don't operate in a vacuum. They're really mostly moving in line with what the big major indexes are doing, like the S&P and the Dow and the Nasdaq. Understanding what those guys are doing gives you a clue as to why your individual trades are acting the way they are. Your individual stock trades are like ships on the ocean of the major market indexes, so you need to know the tide and current of the market to successfully navigate your way to trading profits. Are we in a bull market or a bear market? What will happen to your trades this week? Don't get caught out and don't miss out. To understand the charts you're about to see, get your free video course and manual, plus many other free bonuses at stockgossipfilter.com. Now let's begin the show. Welcome to another weekly market update. Before we begin, I just wanted to share this with you. The good places are now open for my Penny Stock Millionaire system. You just basically follow along. You're doing the same trades that I'm using the system with. So I'm just going to give you the picks, what to buy, and when to sell it, and so on. So it's all done for you. And it's at letsgetrichtogether.com. That's no apostrophe, all one word, of course, because it's a .com. Letsgetrichtogether.com. Go there to get your place now, because there is an early bird special in place for now. So, and before we go into the weekly update, just the sort of thing you could be looking forward to with Penny Stock Millionaire is, we look at this chart here of TGTX. This is just one of many examples. I mean, this was triggered, the buy signal down here that was given as a pick. And it went up there to 4 times your money, and it's down to triple your money, but the trend is still up, and this one's still in play. Loads more where that came from. I'm expecting a really big bull run shortly, so now is the time to really get in on that. Okay, so now let's look at the usual market update, and that's one thing I'm looking for, by the way, with those stock picks. It's very important to be synchronized with the overall market. And here we are, as usual, with the S&P 500 big picture. Each of these up and down pegs is a week of action. Commentated on this long downtrend for 2022, but most people were sleeping when this trend had broken, and it's caught a lot of people by surprise, this bull run now. A lot of bears lost a lot of money, and the writing was on the wall. The chart was telling us everything, but people just, for some reason, they just refused to believe the chart, and there it is. Everyone wants to think they're smarter than the market, but they're not. And they pay for that ignorance the hard way. So even so, this picture is looking more and more and more bullish all the time. And my system, I'm very much rigid, stick to the rules, because the rules that have been developed over years to help me. So that system is not yet saying bull market. That doesn't mean there's individual stocks aren't making money, because of course they are. But in terms of, am I calling this a bull market or not yet? Then it's not. It's what we call a fox market. It's transitioning from something. We don't know what. It's not a bull, it's not a bear, but it's transitioning to something. But every day that goes past, it's clear this is looking more and more like it's transitioning into a bull. If I had to guess when I would call it, probably September. And that would make sense, because this market is extended and it does need to, come back down to earth a little bit. Markets don't go up in straight lines, and this week was a sharp reminder of that. As I said last week, I was expecting a bearish week ahead, and sure enough, there it is. We got it with these down days. Something else that I should point out is that you see these red spikes here. These are selling volume at a large scale. And I'm seeing more and more of these pop up. That is what's called distribution, meaning some of the bigger funds are starting to offload their stocks and take some profit. So I'm also seeing other indicators that say that, this market is still very strong. A lot of the stocks are still way above their key moving averages. The volatility index came up a little bit this week, understandably, but it's still very low. If we can get through another week for the lunar cycle, believe it or not, which is right 2 out of 3 times, this week ahead could still be a little bit choppy. So I'm going to say this week, the big picture is a fox, but I'm going to say this week again, probably be on the bearish side of things. So that would be my guess for the short term this week. The Dow Industrials are all joining in the party, so are the Dow Transports, which is important in relationship to the Dow. Nasdaq, which has been the leader and the one that really needs to cool off most of all, because it's hanging out way up here, way above its moving average, which is curled up nicely. This, if we're lucky, we'll get through July and August, and it's just a tepid kind of, sideways-ish correction while this catches up. What we don't want is some, violent down days because of some scare about something. But just know this has to correct. These two, this blue here, the moving average and the pricing, it needs to kind of, start to come together a bit to have a much more healthier picture for the bull market, which I'm hoping is lying ahead. And finally, the Russell, the smaller companies joining in the party, although they're much more sensitive to the economy, so you can see a little bit more hesitant. And that's really all I can say about this week. Don't forget, letsgetrichtogether.com, all one word, to get your early bird spot on Penny Stock Millionaire. And let's start trading some stocks together. I'll speak to you next time. I appreciate you giving this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe or you could miss an important market call. Next up, a free webinar, how to read stock charts and trade stocks, so you'll know what I'm looking at each week and why, as well as be able to trade your own stocks. I'll speak to you next week.